Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and hello, Cameron Riley. How you doing?
Hey, Sybil, how's it going, George?
I'm quite well. You are so calm and collected when you speak on the Sybil show. It's just, how's it going there? I don't know what I can hang with you. You're too sophisticated for me. I'm
A
used to
special
just
welcome to our good
yeah.
friend George Wallace, who is a man who likes to enunciate all of his words.
Today I'm pronouncing my T's. What did I used to say?
I'm saying all of my T's and my
All of my and
P's.
my P's today. How about
Yes,
that? Yeah.
yes. So welcome, George. Thank you for doing this. Damon is in New York. He is taping an episode of the Sherry Show, another episode. So I think he's taking on co-star status there. George, that's something you have done, right?
I am really, really jealous of this little. I still think Damon is 20 years old, by the way. I
Yeah.
cannot call him a man. I don't know why, because he was a little boy when I met him, and I think he's still the same age. And he's doing so well, and I'm so jealous of him.
There's a photo. There's a photo or a painting that's aging in his closet, George. I believe that.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
The picture of Damon Williams.
And he's smart too. I like what he, and he's getting funnier and funnier as he grow older and older.
Yeah, he works at his craft. He really
And,
does.
and
Indeed, he
this is his
does.
second time on Sherry Show. And
Hmm.
I've been on there one time, and you've been on there one time. Ugh,
Well, I was on the Wendy Williams show. I've not been
yes.
invited to the Sherry show yet, so I'm looking forward to going there and seeing my girl while she is doing so well. They are the number one talk show, George.
Is that wonderful? She's doing
Hmm.
so
Nice.
well, and it's such a wonderful environment doing her show. Such a
Yeah,
great
it
lady,
really
yeah.
is. It
And
really
she's so
is.
funny too. She's getting better and better.
She is, as well as our friend John Murray. He is
Oh,
doing a hell of a job.
Mhm.
come on, you know John is doing very well. I just told somebody today if I ever did a talk show, I would
Hmm.
like for him to be my producer.
You've told me that. Yeah, I was like, George,
Okay,
who would you do to produce your podcast? And you're like, John Murray, no doubt.
no doubt. He's so
I
smart.
I had other names for you, but you weren't hearing me. You were Team John all the way.
All the way. Even my
Yeah.
manager likes John. He's so smart. What I
Even your
don't
manager.
know, yeah, what I don't know, John does know, and he can
Yeah.
educate you. Yeah, so that's what a good producer is all about.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Because
they
I
have
don't
your
know
back.
anything. I'm very low key on this show because I don't know enough about the news and things like that.
Well,
And so,
you're very up to date, George. I gotta hand you that, and I think Cameron will agree as well. Let's Speaking of news, let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter, and
okay,
this is our Monday through Friday newsletter. We super serve the African American community with our news stories, as well as news and health and wellness, and the little known Black History fact. All of this that is in the newsletter you can get by subscribing to the newsletter. It's absolutely free. Just go to sybilwilkes.com, give us your name and your email address, and we'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. And young Cameron, let's go to you and tell us about the latest pardons that our President Biden has extended to people who like to smoke the wacky tobacco.
Yes, yes. For those of you who like to smoke it a good, for those of you who have got a couple citations for
uh
smoking the
huh,
good, there is good news for you. President Biden announced Thursday that he's taking executive action to pardon people convicted of simple marijuana possessions under federal law and the
Mhm.
DC statute. Now, when marijuana was legalized across some states and when it was decriminalized, uh, a lot of activists knew that these petty drug convictions brought upon us by the Clinton era really disproportionately affected Black
sure,
Americans to a point where 52% of marijuana related convictions were toward Black people. And of those convictions, it was for less than an ounce of
Mhm.
weed. So President Biden is going to be pardoning about 6,500 people. This does not, unfortunately, descend toward the states. So he's been urging governors across the country to consider uh, elevating themselves along with the times. That marijuana is no longer classified as a class one substance, which is the most dangerous substance.
yeah,
Um,
Like
in order,
heroin and things like that.
Right, like heroin, meth, fentanyl, marijuana is no longer classified as a class one substance, and that they should also pardon these petty marijuana
sure.
convictions.
So, Cameron, why do you think he did this? Is this because we're getting close to the midterms and he wants to get that young vote?
I think President Biden is trying his best to galvanize the young voters. He is also trying to, of course, do right by Black
Yes.
Americans. The George Floyd police reform bill is still locked in the. It's still blocked by the filibuster. So he's
Mhm.
trying to get something through. He's trying to get something done, just so that when he campaigns upon it in 2024, he can say, "Hey, look, I couldn't give you this, but this is what it is that I did do."
It's also the
And
right thing to do. It's the right thing to do with
why do you
marijuana
say that,
because
George?
I don't do marijuana, I don't smoke, I don't drink. But I actually do think marijuana is less harming than drinking. I never heard of someone smoking cigarettes, smoking marijuana, and going home and beating their wife and beating their kids and not paying their bills. So
It
it's
kind
just the
of
right thing
levels
to
you
do.
out. It doesn't amp you up
Mhm.
or,
Exactly.
yeah.
But it's just the right thing to do. People in jail for no reason, less than 1 ounce. And they passed that bill, and it's basically against black people. Lock them up, lock them up. So we need to do the right thing and get these people out of jail, and the record should be expunged. Does that mean? Does the pardon do that, Cameron?
Yeah, so the pardon does put you along the pathway to your records being sealed or record expungement. Um, I agree with you, George, that we just got to get with we just got to get with the times and absolve people of these crimes. However, the potency of marijuana has increased.
Is that
The,
right?
yeah, the THC.
How would you know?
Well,
Well,
And remember,
well,
your mom is
uh,
watching.
I watch plenty of
sure,
documentaries, and
sure.
the industry surrounding the manufacturing of legal marijuana. People want to feel that intense, elevated sensation, and that comes with really doubling down on the THC, which really exacerbates a lot of psychoactive symptoms. So, in my experience, George, and I'm pretty sure in your experience, that there are people who can drink and there are people who can't. Likewise, it's quickly becoming apparent now that there are people who can partake, and there are
Mm-hmm.
people who just flat out shouldn't, especially if you come from a history of mental disorders.
Well, I've actually heard people smoking marijuana. So, you might know about this. Being creative, like showbiz people, they
Mm-hmm.
they think much better. And I really like the marijuana law because of health wise. If it
Right.
can make you feel better, then why not? It's why not let people use it for
I've got to
medicinal
tell you, I
purposes?
have had some THC gummies.
Uh
I didn't
huh.
like the way it made me feel. It was kind of a loopiness, and I felt as though I didn't have any control that I kind of think I have when I have a drink.
You
Yeah.
kind of like me. See, I don't drink. I used to drink 4 drinks, and that was it because I got drunk in college one time. There was
Hmm.
something called a jungle juice at the fraternity. They put
Sure.
everything
Yeah.
in the tub, and I drank
Mhm.
that, and I didn't know that people say you could see the ceiling spinning.
Hmm.
Mhm.
It did. Nice.
Yeah.
And I was in the car, and because I was a dorm advisor, I was head of the dorm. I told everybody, you cannot come in my dorm drunk. You stay out until you sober up. And I can go in my own dorm because I was in the car with the door open, my pants half off. But I don't believe
Wow.
I never want to be out of control of myself. I always want
And
to know
and
who I
I
am.
was I was quite scared when I took it because I took it because I have difficulty in falling asleep and staying asleep.
Mhm.
And so it was suggested that I try this. And I went to a spot in Dallas and they said, oh, this will knock you right out. And it just made me feel very uncomfortable. I didn't like the way that it made me feel. And so much so I was really scared to fall asleep because I didn't know what would happen. I know
Oh,
it was, hypochondria on my part, hyper something. But it just gave me a loss of control and feeling as though, but George, I swear there are commercials on TV and there are TV shows. I know they have to be high when they are creating these things because
Oh,
it
sure.
just doesn't make
Yeah. Yeah.
any
Yeah.
sense to me.
I
yeah,
really want
yeah.
to see this level of dialogue be taught to our students. Like when I was coming up, it was like all drugs are bad, period. But I really want to see an objective conversation about this is what X drug does.
Hmm.
This is how it affects your health. This is what Y drug does. This is how it affects your health. You can do it if you want to, but here are the repercussions.
Do you think someone's had that discussion with President Biden? Because during the campaign, he was absolutely not. We're not going to do this. We are not going to pardon. We're not going to lessen the drug charges against people. He was very much against it. He was vehemently opposed Do you think Hunter or his grandchildren? I don't know. I don't know if I should even mention Hunter, but do you think
No, you
somebody in his
shouldn't.
family has said, Pop, it really ain't so bad?
I think someone sat him down, rolled up one, and said, "Hey, for that
Try
stiffing
this.
gait, all
Try
right."
this, right? Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
just collapsed to the couch and he was like, "Yeah."
Maybe his wife did it, Sybil, because
Dr.
she's
Jill?
educated. Yeah, she's educated. She knows what's going on in the world more so than
Yeah,
anybody.
she might have,
Yeah.
done that with her kids at school.
She's teaching
It,
college. Trust me, she knows something about it.
oh,
Trust
for
me.
Oh,
sure.
for
I would
sure.
think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
college
Mhm.
professor.
I would think so. So let's talk about these campaigns that are going on that are so vital, George. I know you're in the middle of some craziness there in Georgia. A couple of very important races for governor as well as for the U.S. Senate. In our newsletter, I talked about the U.S. Senate campaign in Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
America's dairyland, and this particular race with Ron Johnson, who is a longtime Republican, has represented Wisconsin, and now he's in a very important race against a young black man
Uh-huh.
who's, as if you didn't know he was black, his name is Mandela Barnes.
Yes.
All right.
He's
Uh,
the lieutenant governor of Wisconsin,
he's pretty
and
close,
it's
isn't
a
he? They're pretty close in the
very
race, right?
close.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
absolutely, a very close race, and a lot of them are very close, George. If depending on what you feel about polling,
Exactly.
and how you feel about that. I really like this kid, and if I can use, I call Khameron a kid too. And most kids don't like that.
Cameron is a kid, and the Cameron you. Oh, I'll say okay.
Khameron is a grown man,
No,
and so is Mandela
what you just
Barnes.
said, I said, oh, okay, I better not ask him that because I think Cameron. Okay,
But I hope that Mandela Barnes goes very far in this race. I hope he runs and wins
he
it.
has to because you can't have older white men telling ladies what to do with their
That's
bodies. That's some
exactly that's
BS.
exactly the quote that I used in this story, George.
Really.
That women in Wisconsin were saying, I'm tired of middle-aged white men, old white men telling women what we can do with our bodies.
And
And Mandela Barnes is one of those who's probably been told a time or two, get off the streets, pull up your pants, all of that kind of stuff that he's been told,
sure.
and he understands the lack of fairness in a lot of the rules and the laws of the land, including doing away with Roe versus Wade. And he has a very firm grip on government as a lieutenant governor
Yes.
under
Right.
the current governor Tony Evers, and I'm really excited. I'm very hopeful that he will pull off this. I'm hopeful about a lot of them, George.
Me too. I think he's going to be a great guy. And you mentioned something simple. What's wrong with America? Not what's wrong with Wisconsin. But what's wrong with America is old rich white men in office. If we can get rid of some of these old rich white men out of
Yep,
office, we can change the thing. That's the whole problem with America. Old rich white men. Now
yep.
there's some good ones in there, but that rights that those
But
old men.
when the 96 percentile, is it 96 percentile of the U.S. Senate is old rich white men,
Old rich white
and
Wow.
with
men.
the exception of Senator Warnock, with the
Right.
exception of Senator Booker, and others, and Senator from South Carolina,
Oh,
who
please
is a black man.
don't. That's good enough. Don't
Okay,
mention
okay, okay. All our skin folks aren't our
Mr.
kin folk.
Snot. Mr. Snot. I hate. I, I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem with, and I'm definitely wrong with this about some black Republicans. I don't
Mm.
understand it, and somebody have to, you can't even explain it to me because I just don't understand where they're coming from. And I'm here in Georgia, and I'm
George,
going
I'm
to
going to give
learn.
you the last minute of this segment to talk about Georgia, if you would, from your perspective, because Georgia is unlike. I mean, this whole thing with Herschel Walker is just crazy. How is it that these people are, in encouraging him and saying, "Oh, it's not so bad."
Exactly. I know you've talked about this before, Sybil, but does Herschel, is he a resident of Georgia? You have to be. Or does he live in Texas?
He is originally from an original,
He's from Georgia, yeah,
yeah,
down by Savannah. But
right.
but
And then played ball there. And but he did when he moved from Dallas, the Dallas area, actually Irving, Texas. He did not make the full transition, but there was a lot of discussion about whether he was a
Georgia.
citizen of Georgia and he could
Mhm.
make this run for the U.S. Senate. We don't even talk about that, George.
Well, he is about the dumbest guy I've ever seen, and this is not funny because he's running for. But what has happened today here in Georgia? The ex-wife of Senator Warnock has come out and talk
Yeah,
about he's an actor. So,
yeah,
and I think she's being paid for this, Sybil.
yeah. I do too.
Yeah, because Warnock, come on, are you worried about your country at all if you're going to vote for Herschel? Herschel can't even pronounce the word start. I think what you should start with Herschel Walk, but this guy is not fully, he's not together. And Senator Warnock, he has it. He's going to make it. Like you said, I don't trust the polls, Sybil. I think we're going to beat him by a landslide.
Well, I hope so, George. I hope that the changes in the laws in terms of voting, what people can do, when they can go vote, how long they can be in line, all of that. I hope that they are able to overcome that, which Stacey Abrams has fought for the last 4 years to change.
Yeah.
And I hope people will stand up and fight for
And with
their
her
right
too,
to
we need
vote.
to get people. I don't see the excitement right now, but the
Hmm.
buzz. But we got to get this buzz on in the next month or so,
Yeah,
and get these people out. And even Stacey, I'm a little worried about her, but I just think when it comes time to vote, we're gonna go. Whether it's
Yeah.
less hours or whatever, we're gonna do it. We have to do it.
I
We have
hope
no
so.
choice. We
I
have no
hope so.
choice.
I hope so. That is my fondest wish in Texas as well, that folks will go no matter what and vote.
Yeah. Just remember, folks, that as long as you're in line, even if the polls are closed, you're still able to vote, even if,
Right,
as long as you are in line.
right. And if somebody says, "Oh, you that we can't give you water or whatever, you can't bring water to others," that's nonsense. That
Yeah.
is
That's
absolutely
stupid.
nonsense.
How
It
do
is.
they do that? That's right here in Georgia, down the street from me. How could you not say I can't give this person a bottle of water? I already told y'all I'm going to jail. I'm giving out muddy water. I'm giving out holy water. I'm gonna be in the bushes going, here, take this, all kinds of water. You just wait and see.
Just wait and see.
George
Let's
Wallace
go to
goes to
our
jail. It's going to be in the news. George Wallace go to jail today for giving out people for giving out water.
water.
Bottle of water. So, I'm already ready.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yes, you are. It's time for our question of the day, and I
What we
want to
got?
know, this is National Sausage Pizza Day. Whether it's served on a thin or a thick crust, sausage apparently goes well with a lot of other toppings too. So, what is your favorite pizza joint in your town? How do you like your pizza? Are you a thin crust? Are you a thick crust guy? And also the toppings. What are your toppings?
Sausage and pepperoni all day, and I love me some. I was with him Saturday night. Craig Robinson, Pizza Hut.
Oh, another fine Chicagoan.
Listen to me. I was driving by the Comedy Club and I saw a pizza truck out, Pizza Hut truck, and so he happened to be delivering. So but he gave a great show. A Pizza Hut, and I love to come to Chicago and get you. It's a pizza due.
Pizzeria Uno and Due.
Pizzeria Due.
Yeah. How about you, Cameron? What's your favorite?
Oh, it used to be Italian Fiesta. Phone number is 773-684-2222.
What did you say?
Cameron,
You just gave out a number, dude, for a pizza place.
Oh yeah, man.
is
You
that
know
a
it by
family
heart.
business?
No. This place is so Chicagoan. When you walk into the place and you look on back, you see people doing people's hair.
Oh my!
You
In
see
the pizza place?
in the pizza place.
And what's that number
Someone-
again? 7 what?
773-684-2222. Someone's going to pick up and they're going to say, Italian Fiesta, how may I help you? And then your pizza is an hour and a half wait, no matter what. No matter
Are you
what.
serious?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble for not saying New York pizza. People from New York, they really.
Are you
think
a
it's
Ray's
different.
guy?
I eat any pizza. All the pizza in New York is pretty good, to be honest.
Are you eat the thin crust, a slice, as
Are
they
you like
say?
a fold? Like a
Are
fold
are you a
person?
folder?
I'm whatever. A lot of times I eat it with a fork. I like to eat my pizza with a spoon, with a knife and fork. I do.
Like
Really?
gasp.
I don't give a damn. I don't give
Huh.
a damn what they say. I think it's against the law in Chicago. Is that right?
It is. It is. Even
Yeah.
as a thick person, a thick pizza. I like Giordano's.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
that's really good. That's really
Yeah.
good. But you
Yeah.
have to eat that with a fork, don't you?
I think so. I think at least you have to start
pop.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
pizza,
and
pizza's
with
the number one food now. You know, that's the number one food for going out to get.
Right,
Not
right.
not a burger anymore. It's pizza.
It's pizza. It's pizza. So that's what we're asking our viewers and our listeners today. What's your favorite pizza? What are you, a thin? Are you a thick crust person? Also in Dallas Fort Worth, I like E Fratelli's. They're a thin crust, but they're an oval. And they said never trust a round pizza pie.
Is that
They
right?
have an oval shaped pizza.
Oval. Oh,
Yeah.
now what do you like on your pizza, Sybil?
I like the veggies, especially I'm not so crazy about black olives. I like
Oh yeah.
something with some bite to it. So I like a green olive. And oftentimes splitting, I don't mind splitting with people, and I don't mind the spillage,
That is,
from one side. Oh, don't get yours on top of mine. I was like, oh, whatever. I'm okay. Um,
you should see when I go to the Seinfeld's house. This is just useless. They will get a pizza with nothing but cheese on it. And
Yeah.
I'm going like, get the hell out of here. They will
It's
order
just
4 pieces with
bruschetta.
nothing, but it's just 4 different cheeses. They go, oh, and they eat and they go, oh my God, so good. So good.
George,
Black
George,
people just, you go, that's all we say. Oh,
when you go to Huntsville, there's a nice pizza place in the airport, and there's a lovely couple of people that work in there. And we got pizza the other day when we were there, and this young man came out and said this pizza was made with love, and it tasted like it.
is that
Oh,
right?
It really
Okay,
was
that's
good.
cool. And Huntsville, I'm going to be there this weekend. Janton Brown's going to be there this weekend. Myra J's going to be there this weekend. And Stand Up Live. You need to come out. The grown folks show, Sybil.
That's right, all
We got
grown.
competition there, but it's grown folks show is going to be at Huntsville Live, and we got a show 4 o'clock,
Absolutely.
a matinee show at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
on
that
Sunday.
is for the old folks.
nice.
Yeah.
People can't. I can't drive at night,
Right, right. I don't like to be out too late.
But we found
Um,
it to be a very heavy selling show.
So this is our question of the day. What's your favorite pizza joint? What do you like on your pizzas? Sonia Maples on YouTube says Slim and Husky's Pizza in Nashville. Yum. Oh, I love that.
Ooh.
Slim and Husky's. I
Nashville
like,
is a great city too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And a great food town. I've never really gotten into the Nashville fried chicken. Nightingale on YouTube
What did
says
you
back in
say?
the day, Italian pizza was OD.
OD. Italian
Italian
pizza.
Fiesta was OD, Cameron.
Oh, it just means that it's like top tier.
Yeah, you're right. It means like you took a drug.
It was like, oh,
Yeah.
damn.
No,
Okay.
overdose.
No, yeah, overdosed.
I got to
Yeah.
tell her things. I'm older than I'm
David,
20 years older than she.
George, what was your Michelle Obama mentioned Italian Fiesta in Becoming. Terry Crosby says that on Facebook. George, what do
Yes.
you like on your pizza besides just the cheese,
Sausage and pepperoni. Sausage and
sausage and
pepperoni.
pepperoni,
Oh my
man?
God, that is so good. So good.
Yeah,
The both
yeah.
of them. I don't know what it is. And when they get the crispy crust, oh, it is so good. So
And
good.
so Cameron is following along in his homegirl steps with Italian Fiesta. That is his spot. Cameron, if you just can't wait an hour and a half, do you have another selection?
Oh yeah, plenty. There is Italian Fiesta. There's this place called Choli's off of 53rd Street. You can get 2 slices and fries for only five.
Hold on a
$5.
second. Hold on a second. Is there something wrong with you, Cameron? Well, who the hell would eat pizza and fries? There's something wrong with you. How old were you when your mind just got
What do you
away
mean?
from you?
It's a part of the meal.
The
Pizza and
fries
fries
are a
is
part
good.
of the
Yeah.
that carb goes with the
Let me
other
ask you a question.
carbs.
Sybil, do you ever heard of that? Pizza
No,
and French
I've
fries.
not.
Pizza and
I
fries.
love French fries, but never with my pizza.
I had some French fries yesterday from a store. It has a big M on it.
Uh-huh.
It ain't the same.
Yeah, sure.
It is not the
It's
same
not the
anymore.
same. It's
It's
not
not
the
the
same.
same. If you
There's
don't
a nice
get
little
them,
crinkle cut fries. Yeah.
crinkle cut is good. Crinkle
Yeah.
cut fries are
I
good.
like
Yeah,
crinkle
yeah.
cut. I don't. Yolanda only likes the Big M fries. The way those are
The
made.
Big
Like
M
I
fries,
really liked Kentucky Fried Chicken's wedge fries
Oh
that they
yeah.
now gotten rid
they're
of.
okay. They're okay.
Yeah.
But the Burger King fries is good. They're good.
Burger King is
Yeah.
having a difficult time, George. How might you suggest that they improve their business to get people back into Burger King?
Advertising, and with
Get rid
kids.
of that queer big
That
king.
big head man,
Yeah,
with
the
the
big
big
head king.
his teeth
Yeah.
are bigger than his teeth are bigger than mine.
That's saying
this-
something.
I thought about that the other day. They need to advertise for kids. Kids should pull up and go, I don't want to go here. I want to go to Burger King, because that's the
Right.
whole leading sales point is to get the kids to go in and the
That's
kids
right.
go in.
Absolutely.
Because McDonald's is not number one anymore. They're
Absolutely.
selling too many things there. They got salads. They got 54 items on the menu now. They used to have a French fry, a burger, orange shake, a milkshake, and that was it. And you were gone. But now it's just too many things on there. They
It's a
got
lot
dessert.
on there. It's
Yeah.
a lot on your pizza, Khameron.
I get all the vegetables.
Yeah.
You do? You're vegetarian?
Yes, yeah.
Are you vegetarian or vegan?
No, I'm vegetarian. Sometimes I dabble in fish. I mean, when my mom makes catfish, I can't not eat it. But on my pizza,
Your mama just can't cook. That's what it is. No.
she's driving down to
George.
Atlanta right
Does she?
now.
Does she? Cause what's that joke I used to do? I hear your mama cooking it so bad, all the flies got together and fixed a hole in the screen.
Right.
Does she fry your catfish? Or
Oh yeah.
okay, so that should be good. That should be good. And you
Yeah.
can't eat it.
No, I eat that.
Of
Everything
course,
else-
he eats that. Of course, he eats his mom's cooking.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Pizza. Italian sausage may be preferred for many. They advise you that you try experimenting, add some garlic or any other spice there. Smoky sausages such as chorizo or even kielbasa, which we know in Chicago. Visit your local butcher for sausage suggestions, and they're probably smoking up some of the latest experiment just for you to try. A light of combinations, lighter forms, and different ages offer flavors that complement our toppings. A little sweet with the savory creates a modern taste experience.
What about arugula? Is that green stuff called
I
arugula?
like arugula, and I
Ooh,
like
that-
arugula and feta on my pizza.
Oh, sure.
That really enhances the taste, doesn't it? Arugula. You put as much as you can, and if it's crispy and the little seeds are falling everywhere, that is really good pizza. I
Yolanda,
like it.
did I see Beggar's Pizza up there?
Oh
Someone,
yeah, baby. But they take forever too.
and that's another one that takes a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Godfather's Pizza,
Yep.
You know what's the best pizza in the store?
Beggar's
DiGiorno.
Pizza in Blue Island, Illinois. Says Kerwin May
DiGiorno's?
on
Yeah,
YouTube.
premium.
What do you call it? DiGiorno's?
Yeah.
DiGiorno.
It's not pizza. It's DiGiorno's. It
Yeah.
really is good. It really
so
is
good.
good.
Yeah, DeJorn, that is, that's Terry Crosby on Facebook says Lou Malnati's is my favorite. And when you get homesick, people can send you a Lou Malnati's pizza if you're homesick for Chicago.
Have you ever
style
been to
pizza.
Lou Malnati's, George?
No, I haven't. I only been to one
George,
place.
I'm surprised you haven't been to Lou Malnati's with your years in Chicago.
I go to one place in Chicago.
And that's
That's it.
Pizzeria Uno or Due's.
Their philosophy
no, that's
is that they
Patillo's.
do a
I go to Patillo's.
Oh, you go to Portillo's.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right,
They should
yeah.
sell pizza at Patillo's. Do they?
We'll do that. We'll do that. Your favorite food court food. Lynn Powell on Facebook says thin crust ham and black olives only at Pizza Hut. Black olives. I like a Kalamata olive, which has more of a flavor.
I don't like any olive. No olives for me. Green,
No
black.
olives.
for
I
eight minutes.
love a Kalamata olive.
Oh my
Shirley
God.
Anthony Davis on Facebook says never. Oh, shut up! I never ate pizza until college. Hideaway was the best. I like supreme and regular cut crust, extra olives. So Hideaway was the best. What made Hideaway so good? Reggie Barnes says on Facebook, a supreme pizza.
I used to be a Supreme guy.
So the individual pizzas that Pizza Hut used to have, they don't do that so much anymore.
No.
You could go into a Pizza Hut, like at Target or someplace, and you could get, a small personal pizza. Don H.R. Frederick on YouTube says, in the Bronx, we had Pizza Brew. They had an ice cream parlor too. Ooh, that's a good combo platter.
Really?
good-
That's ice cream and pizza?
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's a heavy
That's
concentration.
That's where I got this from.
Combination.
Yeah, right, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, my goodness. But pizza is good food. And you know what? You can live on a pizza too. If you get a large pizza, you can eat it for 2 or 3 days.
I
which is
think so.
really
And
good.
I'm a girl who likes cold pizza out of the refrigerator the next day.
Oh,
Sybil,
yeah.
I gotta admit to y'all, I bought a pizza one Thursday. I went out of town. I did a show and I came back the next week on Friday, which was 8 days old or something like that. I said, I know it's gonna kill me or it's gonna be good. But I ate. You
That's
did
how
it in
hungry
college.
you are.
You did it in college. You ate it,
Yeah,
day old
yeah.
pizza in college.
But our constitutions are stronger when we're in college than when we get older.
You'll eat
George.
anything in college. You want to anything in
Yeah,
college.
pretty much.
I need to go back to college. I really do.
Keisha Mitchell Brown on Facebook says only cheese is a waste of time.
Hey, you are so
LOL.
right,
Keisha
Keisha.
agrees with you, George.
Huh?
So Keisha agrees with you.
I agree. Yes, of course.
Blaze pizza in Miami. I've had
yeah.
Blaze pizza.
They
It's
say
good.
that's good, huh? And there's a Marco pizza somewhere people are talking about too. A Marco
Yeah,
pizza.
Marco's. I see a lot of advertising for Marco's Pizza.
Wait a second. How the hell did Little Caesars become the pizza for the NFL?
I don't know, George. I
How
was
did that
wondering when we were
happen?
going to hear from St. Louis. Emo's. That's our boy Guy Torrey's favorite. Emo's sausage in St. Louis. It's like a cracker. It's like
Oh, really?
a cracker base.
Okay.
Instead of the dough, it's like a
Sure.
Fila
saltine
bread,
cracker,
like Fila bread or something like that?
like a saltine cracker.
Not Fila bread, pita bread. Which one is
No,
it?
it's not pita. It's like
Okay.
a cracker.
Can you
Uh,
can
mm,
you?
no.
So we're talking about eating pizza in America.
So let's move to, and we can talk more about this, George, as we move to trending topics. Let us move to this. Thanks, everybody, for chiming in on pizza. Just made me hungry. And I think I still do have that slice of pizza from Huntsville that's in the refrigerator.
What did you say? You didn't bring the pizza home with you, so.
Oh, yeah, on the plane.
No, you didn't.
Cross state lines. Very
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a nice thick pizza, about 10 inches in diameter, and it was good.
Could you smell it on the plane?
I didn't care.
Have you ever smelt it on the plane? Somebody's got pizza, you go like, who's got that pizza? Who's got the pizza?
Yeah, and not sharing.
And not sharing.
Charlotte Bowen Bellamy on Facebook says Mama Lucia's in Maryland. Thick pizza plain with extra cheese.
That's got to be good. Mama
Plain with
Lucia.
extra cheese.
Yeah, that's got to be good.
That's good. That is good.
Australia?
All right, George, let's talk about your upcoming dates. I can't seem to get them from your people. You've got to go see Khameron. I know they were in at Riddles, but George Wallace, Myra J., and J. Anthony Brown on stage together. And George keeps, it's the funniest thing to be in their text chain when dates are mentioned and then changed, and it's quite confusing. I don't know how anybody gets all of this straight.
Brown is about the most stupidest person I ever met in my life. But Myra catching up with him. Let me tell you, I have to tell
Myra,
them.
I'm like Wednesday. Myra, where are you going? I have no idea.
I have to tell them every week where we're going to be. This week we're in Huntsville. Okay, November 3, November 4, and 5. We're in the great city of Washington, D.C. I don't understand this, Sybil. All of the most expensive tickets in Washington, D.C., they already sold out. They're sold out. There's only general admission. And we're not, that's in November.
But we do very well in D.C., George.
Yeah, sold out already. And then after that, we're going to go to Memphis, Tennessee in November 16, 17. Then we're going to run over to Thanksgiving. We're going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. We haven't been there in a long time. Nice. That's a big place, the big club. And then we're going to go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am not, Sybil, I cannot do the joke on the monster while I'm in Milwaukee, can I?
Yeah, you can.
I can do it?
Yeah, of course.
You know what the monster is, right, Khameron?
No.
That's Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay.
And did you see did you see the series yet? It's the #1 series on Netflix.
No, I'm not much of a true crime person.
And the government spent millions of dollars sending him to psychiatrists and psychologists to see whether he was crazy or not. And I used to say, that's the first law I'm going to pass when I'm in charge of the country.
Right.
Anytime you eat 3 or more people, you're crazy. Because you eat one person, you could be a little curious, you know. And the second
Lord of the Flies did that for me in high school. I was like,
what was the other one? Clarice. What's the name of with Clarice?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Oh, that did it for me too. Yeah, There was another movie called Motel Hell, where the guy, people were staying in a motel. He come in and kill them and chop their heads off, and then he makes sausage. He had the best sausage in the world. It was made out of human meat.
Oh yeah, reminds me of Hannibal. Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And some Chianti and fava beans.
Clarice.
Speaking of the butcher, Angela Lansbury died. She was a star. One of the originals of Sweeney Todd was one of the Broadway musicals.
Really?
I was a big Angela Lansbury fan. My mother watched, I think, Murder, She Wrote from the very first episode on.
Yeah.
I think Murder, She Wrote outlived my mother. But I was a big Angela Lansbury fan, even with all of the musicals and the animated and what have you. Manchurian Candidate.
She was another Betty White, right?
She was just this close to her 97th birthday.
Oh my goodness,
Cool.
very
Yeah,
nice.
she was this close to her
Would you like to
97th
live that
birthday.
long?
I was thinking about that. If I have my mind and if I have my mind
Well, you're
and
very close to losing that right now. But
I know, here
if
I
you
am.
if you stay as you are, would you like to be 96?
If I could say this way, I'd like to improve some now.
Well, lately,
But
have you
Cameron,
seen
you
this?
have your grandparents who are older. Would you like to you so longevity is in your family, Cameron? Would you like to live to a ripe old age?
Oh yeah, I would love to be in like my Dracula phase, just like being like old and just like collecting knowledge.
The
Yeah,
cool dude, the
yeah,
cool
it'd be
old
awesome.
dude. Have you seen that commercial? I want to say it's a Capital One, where you have three generations of the men named Leon, and
Oh,
they're
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
grandfather, the father, and the little boy. Leon the second, Leon the third, Leon Jr., and the original Leon, who's
That's
like in
nice.
some European country, being Mac Daddy,
Right.
and I absolutely love Mac Daddy.
With his leisure suit on and everything. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, but if I could have, I would like to have a better mind, and I'm being greedy, and the ability to move, and to do yoga and stretching and things like that. I would like
mhm.
to do that. Yeah.
How about that?
What
That's
about
so
you,
nice.
George?
I'm going to live to be 109, like my Aunt Bertha.
Oh, let's mark that down.
109. I'm going to live to be just like Aunt Bertha, and she just died in her sleep. Just
Uh-huh.
went away, and that was so awesome.
That's what
She
happened to Angela Lansbury. They said she died in her sleep this
is that
afternoon.
wonderful. Just no pain, no suffering,
Hmm.
anything like that. And Bertha used to say that she would walk a mile a day,
Did
and
she?
Aunt Bertha used to tell so many lies. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
But we respected her. We respected her. If you say you walk that much, Aunt Bertha, she says one thing about a Wallace: a Wallace will feed you, and a Wallace will lie. That's what she said. We do. I love to lie. I tell you, that's the greatest thing in the world.
Nobody does it like you
I
do.
love to lie. I was telling my wife the other day. I said,
You're who?
my wife and the
George,
kid.
I would not
Hey,
be
Sybil,
surprised if you
Sybil,
turned up with several wives.
my wife and her two kids. You know, I was
And
talking to them the
not
other
her,
day.
not your kids, but her
Her
kids.
kids, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
I've been married four
George,
times, so I
how
know
can
four times.
people follow you guys to find out where you are going to be?
You can just go online, go to georgewallace.com, georgewallace.net, George Wallace TV, and you'll find out where we're going to be. Myra J. Anthony Brown. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life to see us go out there and have fun. And we just can't get, we just love it. And laughter is contagious. You
Hmm.
need to come out and bring you, it's a show you can bring your mom to. And uh, if you like your kids, you can bring your kids out, but it's a grown folks show. A lot of preachers come to my show. So,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
preachers love
absolutely.
sanctified people. They don't cuss, but they love to hear other people cuss. We
Young
had a preacher.
Cameron, tell us about Coronary Artery, the film.
Yeah, I've been awarded the Ignite Fund grant to adapt my latest play, Coronary Artery, into a short film. Coronary Artery explores the collapse of public service insofar as Chicago's public transit system and how that collapse of public service impacts poor Black families. It follows the
Hmm.
life of a Black man named Dennis on his way to a job interview on the CTA Red Line train, and due to the increase in violence on the public transit system, a chorus of the unnamed dead that haunt the Red Line
Ooh.
train have trapped him there
Mm.
in a time loop, uh,
Wow,
charging him to overcome these challenges.
that
Uh,
sounds intense.
yeah, so it's going to be a really good time. The play will be the stage production will be December 11th and the 12th, and then the movie will be coming out next fall.
And they can follow you
Congratulations.
at Coronary Artery Film.
Yeah, at coronary artery film, like the coronary artery of the heart. The red line train, I call it the coronary artery because it traffics nutrients in the form of the working class to Chicago's downtown beating heart center. And the coronary artery is sick, sick.
Mm. George, have you ever been on the train in Chicago? You ever take the L or
I
even the
never
CTA
been.
bus?
I never been. It makes a lot of noise. It's like a whole lot of noise. It's like, what the hell is that noise up there? But I love the city of Chicago. When I go there and I live there, I thought it was awesome. You hear the bad things about what you call it, South Side,
Don't say.
but I live downtown on Ontario, And I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Between the lake and Michigan, I thought this is a beautiful city. I
Oh
just love
yeah,
it.
you were right in the kind of like the Streeterville neighborhood-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was across the street from the hospital. Yeah, on the
And
Yeah, yeah.
Northwestern.
on the 31st floor. Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, beautiful view.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Everywhere I live on the 31st floor.
Oh, he always lives very well, Khameron. Yeah, trust and believe. George, no matter where he goes, he lives very well.
I love to have fun. I'm
Yes,
blessed.
you do. And that
Yeah.
is the beauty of him.
I didn't do any drugs and smoke all of that Mary Jane wanna and stuff like that, you know.
So
So
check this out, you guys. We talked about Angela Lansbury and would we like to live to 96, 97 years old. I want to make that next birthday, whatever it is,
that's
and then
cool.
but Betty White was this close to 100 and Angela Lansbury this close to 97. Amazon warehouse workers staged a walkout today at
Are
1 o'clock to mark Prime Day
you
at the
serious?
facility in Joliet, Illinois. This is a central
Woo-wee.
cog in Amazon's regional distribution network. Workers are demanding a workplace that is safe from violence, injury, and sexual harassment, and jobs that offer a living wage while preserving the dignity of workers. Nearly 700 workers have signed a petition calling for stronger health and safety policies, as well as a base pay rate of $25 an hour, George.
Sybil, I don't understand Jeff Bezos. He's got all the money in the world, right?
Right.
Why don't you just tell, oh, this is the place to work? You need off time, you need vacation time, you need time, a break.
Yep.
I think this should be the greatest place in the world to work. And I think they're choosing the right time to strike
Yeah,
because
I'm with you.
the
I'm
big
with you.
days are
You
coming
got
up,
all
right?
this. You're one of the, if not the richest man in the world. Why can't your people be compensated the way that they should be?
And I shouldn't
Um,
talk too much about him because he owns my TV show, Clean Slate.
oh, is that right? You're an Amazon
Yeah,
Prime guy?
yeah, I'm a freebie. I'm a freebie guy. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
normally
Well,
that's what we
we'll
are.
pull back off of that story then. I don't want you getting in any trouble.
Uh-oh.
Hurricane Julia turned deadly and unleashed flooding rain in Central
Where?
America. Officials in Central America blame more than 24 deaths on the storm's hazardous impacts, which included devastating flooding and mudslides, George.
Is
After
it moving
reaching
north?
hurricanes, I'm sorry?
Is it moving north?
Yeah, but I think it's kind of petered out, if you will.
I hope
Uh,
so.
they reached hurricane strength early Saturday. Julia made landfall in Nicaragua early Sunday morning and crossed into the eastern Pacific through the night. AccuWeather meteorologists have said that they're warning that the life-threatening impacts were expected to continue in portions of Central America as torrential rain continued to fall, even
Oh,
away from the coast. They say that as of today, that she has calmed down a little bit, and they believe that she's going to be a storm, but not a hurricane for
well, I
much
hope
longer.
so. I hope it's not approaching Florida because Florida is catching hell. They caught hell. I don't know when they're going to come out of this.
My
Uh,
gosh.
it's been pretty bad. And
It is really bad. And I just want to say to my friends there in Fort Myers, Florida, I'm very, very sorry and very prayerful that you all will be okay. But I'm also, just like with New Orleans, George, and we know this, Black folks don't get the kind of attention and services that they deserve. In Fort Myers, in Naples, and yes, there is a Black neighborhood. There's a hood in Naples, Florida.
Naples, Florida, yeah.
Yeah. But please watch out for our people. Let's make sure
Well,
that
we have
they
to
are
have
okay.
some prayers. I don't know whether prayer works anymore. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm always gonna be on the side of prayer.
I am too. I am too. But things are still happening. I don't know why, and it hits the poor people all the time. God, I love you.
Right, right.
But
Yeah,
help us out. Help
we
us out.
good. We good, right?
We're
Yeah,
good. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because
Exactly
the
right.
storm is passing over. Hallelujah.
Right. Yeah. Hallelujah. So, let us close out, guys, with our
Are we done
yogis.
already?
Yeah,
Yogi's
Yogi's Jewel, our
jewels.
daily inspiration.
How about your jewels, Cameron? You ever talk about your jewels?
Only behind closed doors.
I'm a freak. I'm a freak. Yoga's jewels. Let me hear what yoga's jewels. If she has
Today's
time
daily
words,
inspiration: the
yeah.
strong stand up for themselves. Heroes stand up for others, gentlemen.
Did you hear that? Your purpose on earth is to give back. That's what I love doing, making people happy, making people enjoy life. My purpose is to give back. I've certainly been blessed tremendously so. And my job is to give back to you. So your purpose, what you say, heroes help others.
Heroes stand up for others.
Stand
Yeah.
up for others. That's real good, Yogi.
All
If
right,
she can hear me.
everyone. Thank you, Khameron. Appreciate you, George. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling me at 5 minutes of 7, and I was able to come on. How
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, sure.
It is so cool, so cool. And I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it because my love for you does not require your permission. I'm so happy to be here.
No, that's
There's something wrong with you, Khameron.
Nothing at all, sir.
You what I call your mama. I'm gonna tell your mama, you know, I'm coming over. You tell her I'm coming over for some catfish.
All right. Let's see you.
And she will make a plate for you, George.
This has been wonderful, Sybil. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And thanks for your time. And I will see you all again soon. Khameron,
Huntsville,
be well.
we're coming.
George.
We're coming, Huntsville.
Huntsville, I love that town. I really